Eric,
Yes.
get ready to link the event stream.
Oh, really? Is that
Yeah.
going on right now?
Yes, and
And it's playing right now.
So why are we here?
That is the question of the ages, isn't it?
Well, hello
Why
everybody.
are we here?
Now that we're live. You know, I switched to guys like live on voice and it was like completely silent and I'm like, okay, this never happens. And I'm here, you know.
That's because I'm here.
I'm here in the traditional November Masters green jacket, just so everybody knows. So.
I'm mad.
That's right.
This thing just killed my pig. What an asshole.
What?
I'm playing RimWorld right now.
I've never played that.
It's just like a little colony management game, and there's so many different like problems to deal with, and it's got like its own like I would say RP kind of like DM throwing shit at you. Like some things can be like really light, like oh look, it's a little hot, and then other things are like here's nuclear fallout, and it could last for months. Enjoy, and you're like oh shit. So there's a lot of little intricate ways to play the game, and the game really can be the level of difficulty can be ramped up or down to whatever you like. So I enjoy it.
So quick shout out to Donis UA and Grove Light for their follows, and Gabarado for the 2 months of 2-month streak, tier 1. Thank you very much. So hello everybody. Yes, we have Soth. Where did Apple Pear go? Did he like bail on us?
He said he had to go somewhere for a minute. Okay,
so maybe he'll come back. I can't remember. So I put the broadcast out, right? And so and then 2 Masters in a row. That is true. I love the Masters. I love golf. So it's the only sport I can really watch on TV that's not like football or soccer.
Before we trail off even further, if you guys don't know, the quasi-AT is going on right now.
Yeah.
Do you have the link?
I'm waiting because Eve is, or is it, and it's going to be playing, right?
Yeah. I linked it in start if you can make it a chat.
Yep. And Millhouse.
So in it is about to play.
There you go. There it is. Eventy. So
they're actually going to the grid right now. So
excellent.
Like, less than a minute.
Should we like watch it and then
we can comment. Flash comment.
Of course. I mean, what's different? Like, let's watch a show watching another show together.
I don't see the problem with this.
I don't either. I truly, truly, truly do not. But yes,
is Rain casting again?
I don't know.
I know they have her cast.
But yes,
she's on Trash Talk Tuesday. You can hang out with her anytime. Okay, they are on the grid.
They're on the grid.
Nothing's moving though. Come on, stream.
Well, it's counting down.
There we go. Now it's moving. What is in it in? Oh, Balgorn, of course. Oh, some Drex. Arbitrators. Little Deacons. Of course, Reaver's out there. She's one of our best Logi pilots in Imperium.
She is the only pilot ever to play in the AT without killing a single ship.
Oh, wow.
Without getting on a single kill mill.
Yep. Straight up logic extraordinaire. Though it's really funny when you get her mad. She's just as angry as Sokka.
Like, seriously, don't get Reaver mad, because I will be coming for you.
I remember when I first started Logi anchoring, I didn't know who Reaver was, but my attitude in this game is always, if you don't know who someone is, pretend they're important until you find out who they actually are. So, Reaver, I started, I was like, I'm going to LA, and then Reaver, private message was like, do you know what you're doing? Here's this, and what do you do? I'm like, who is this person? Because I didn't know anybody in Goonswarm yet. But I was just I wasn't going to get all offended and be like, why are you yelling at me?
Looks like we some drones disappeared there for a minute. Yeah.
Well,
a little smart on me.
2 of the harpies from 420 MLG, fuck that name, got deleted right off the bat. So
yeah, we'll miss them.
That is a good start for Init, but that can swing around quickly. Those are
Alright, so it looks like the Drakivek is getting primaried first. What I love is, we're not, slinging this, so they can't see what we're seeing. We're hoping
I know. Well, they can follow along.
You just watch the stream, too.
You guys should have the stream open.
Yeah, we'll just comment. You just mute the other stream.
Please give
so it looks
guys the views, right? They deserve it. They put a lot of work into this.
They did.
It looks like... Oh, they're splitting between the Drek and the Deacon right now. And the Fleet issue, Tempest, is what our team's focusing on. Just see that. Close that.
Got that Tempest in half armor.
Yeah. They're also trying to kill a Deacon. Half attempting. Let's see, that Drek might go down first. I don't know.
Yeah, it's getting down there.
It's got a ramp.
I mean, those Deacons don't have a lot of repping power, right?
Not for a battleship, no.
But yeah, on the battleship, it's not a lot of repping power. But
that Tempest is at 0. It's not moving. Oof, that's not good for it. It's scrammed, webbed, painted.
Yeah, but if you look at Init's Deacon...
why are they repping the Hugin? All that Drek might go down first.
Oh, it's going down. It's dead.
Oh, yeah.
That is bad for Init, because now they are lacking a lot of DPS.
It's still got a little armor. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, it popped. That Tempest is just holding out there, man.
Do you think they should have switched to the Deacons to try and take those out, or are they too far away?
Not sure.
No, they might be too far away.
Feppel's getting hit next. No, one of the Deacons.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Well, these are all armor ships, so the shield just disappearing is normal, right?
Well, they're trying to take out one of the Deacons, it looks
Deacon
like.
Down.
Yep. All right. Now, Init's just got to survive, because one Deacon can't fight all that damage that's coming out. Unless they've got their own reppers on their ships.
I'm not sure about the rule set they're running, but I don't think they are allowed more than one local rep on the entire
Okay. Good. Init's lost one of their Deacons. Now it's down to Miss Reaver, but she's being primaried.
Well, this might come down to a good old DPS race.
Mm-hmm.
Good old slugfest. Oh, yep, that Deacon's going.
Yep.
There
goes the Tempest.
All right, now it's a slugfest.
Well, if Init can save Reaver for just another minute, then they have a huge advantage.
Yeah.
She's getting reps from somebody, so somebody on Init's team's giving her some reps.
Probably rep drones. Not sure.
Oh, that's true.
Again, I have not looked at the.
Oh, there she
At
goes.
the rule.
Oh! Got a rep.
All right,
and
well
lost
they're bumping into that Fleet Tempest. Now it's a race on DPS,
Yep.
and Jarkovex can pump out some damage, but they take time.
It's got
Man, this Fleet Tempest will not die.
It's going.
There it
Yeah,
goes.
but another Drek from Init is dying, so.
All right, well, one down.
It's getting exciting.
Oh, the Balgorn's jammed. We're
Yeah,
getting
the
jammed.
Balgorn's jammed, yeah.
Now they're going for the Absolution. Oh, trying to get the Hugin. What's jamming on their side?
Probably the Magus.
Yeah.
That's why they're going for that one next.
Yep.
Something's spooling up on that Tempest, though. That's the hard part. I can't see who's doing what.
I want to keep moving.
Oh, the Balgorn's going into the Tempest.
Yep, Balgorn's not jammed anymore.
So the two Tempests are shooting at the Absolution, while the Balgorn is going into one of the Tempests.
Well, it looks like the Absolution
Magus
might
is
have
going
local
down.
reps.
Yep, there it goes.
That's boost gone for them, but with only 3 minutes left, that might not matter.
Well, what are they going to go? Probably, yeah, they're going to get, looks like the Tempest. Let's see.
Tempest.
The Absolution's trying to hold on. Because it's about points. You got to kill those high point ships. If you can't kill the entire fleet, you need to kill at least enough points to win, and it's pretty close. If Init can get one more big ship, they'll probably get this. Oh, the Absolution's going down.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
the
it.
Absolution is 70 points, so they are far.
That's a lot of
ahead in
points. Go, Mr. Balgorn, go! No little Pontifex.
Yeah.
They haven't gone for the arbitrators because they're so
Oh.
far away.
Yeah.
The arbs are sitting way out there, so the Fleet Tempest can't get on them as easy. Oh no, the Balgorn's getting into armor now. Do you know any of the other people on the team?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that
Come
Fleet
on,
Tempest
get
is
that
going
Tempest. Get that Tempest. Get him.
Well, that's only 21 points. They need more than that.
I know, but
They
you got to
need
get one of
kill
them.
The Hugin or Zealot,
down.
and I don't think they can kill the Zealot.
Not with the ADC, probably. Okay, that Tempest is down, which means the Balgorn has a chance of being able to survive through the other Tempest. He's just got to kill it in under a minute.
Yeah, that's the question.
The Tempest is sitting at 0 on the Balgorn, which ruins its tracking. But it gives the opportunity to use like Gleam or something. I don't know which ones it's going to be using. Which one's the Balgorn going for?
Looks like the Zealot? No. It's not going for a Zealot. No.
No, Hugin. It's
Hugin,
going
yeah.
for the Hugin. That would make them tie. If he could get the Hugin, they would tie.
Well, unless they can get one of those arbitrators, which one of them is getting hit now.
Mhm.
Because the Tempest is burning over towards it. I don't think the Balgorn's going to kill the Hugin before they kill the Arbitrator. Ugh.
No, I'm not seeing enough damage on the Hugin. – 'Cause 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 '
He's at.
Come on, little arbitrator, live.
Is the Battleground even shooting him? Oh, that's it. Game over.
Yep.
So 420 Blaze It or whatever team it is wins. I believe they would win that round.
Yes, they do.
All right, now you can pay attention.
They spent too much
to us
time on
again.
that first Tempest in the beginning. Wrong target.
Oh, that might have only been the target of opportunity.
Could be.
I can't. I'm not very good at the grid foo. I don't really like the lines and shit. It makes it hard for me to follow on. There's too much on the screen.
Christy H, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. And Aquinu just subscribed, so thank you for that subscription. Much appreciated. Alrighty. Exciting match. I haven't seen a match like that in a long time. I'm glad we linked that and watched that. That's pretty cool.
I think my favorite match that I got to watch, because I don't watch many of them, there was a match where the enemy team, the team that was winning had like 2 or 3 boundary violations, and so then all of a sudden they evened up, and it was like one like rattlesnake or something like that versus like 2 other ships, and it came down to like the 10 seconds, and he was able to kill it before the match ended. And that was pretty, because like they were well ahead, and then the 2 of them fucked up and just like right off the boundaries.
Must have
Instantly
been
blown
DL
up.
then.
I don't know. It was like 2016, maybe 17, one of the 2.
Wow, that's like
So I'd
forever
have
ago.
I know. It's a
Well,
while
we
ago.
didn't have an AT for a while, so
I know. Good to have some tournaments again.
So, Goons are set to play at 1900, for those wondering.
Oh, we actually have a team in there?
Yes, we do.
Wow.
Do we know who's on that team?
Yeah, Dirk. Dirk Statiel.
Oh, is that why Dirk's not here?
Yes, that's why
Yes.
Dirk's not here.
Damn.
So yes, that's why Dirk is not here. So we're cheering for him. So
I didn't think Dirk actually played this game. But he just did the meta game.
he just did that. No, he actually plays.
Oh, that'll be fun. So, what's going on this week?
I think today in the world of space news, I think we're sending 4 brave souls up into space.
That's like real life, though.
Hey, that's real life space games.
It is. It is. Well, most important thing, we have to welcome RJ back to Eve.
Yep. Oh man, you want to tell the story or should I?
No, you tell it. It'll be much better coming from you.
So I think I have the first wife in history, or recorded history, that will willingly forced me back into Eve.
Force.
She's like, "You're not fun anymore. go kill something in Eve." But yeah, that kind of came down this morning. She's like, she misses hearing Eric. She misses hearing Caleb, which I haven't heard Caleb in forever.
No one misses hearing Caleb. That's such bullshit. But I know she loves me.
For all the peeps out in the crowd that are like, "Who the hell is RJ?" I'm the guy with the big freaking like stogie sticking out of his mouth in the intro.
Yeah.
I've been kind of dormant for a while.
I like that. I thought about getting rid of that intro, and then I kind of like it because, I mean, in that first splash of the intro, right? So I'll give you a rundown of the people in that intro, right? So you've got RJ there, okay? Obviously, you've got Scythe there. He doesn't play the game anymore, but he's working today. We do know that. And then you have Demorg, who was the best man at my wedding and the actual guy who got me into playing Eve. So, and we're all still great friends, all of us, even though some of us don't play Eve. So it really, to me, exemplifies, when people say, "Oh, video games are a bunch of crap. Why do you do things like that?" And that picture at the beginning of the intro kind of expresses it, right?
I would have to say that impromptu trip to Vegas that year for Eve Vegas was the funnest time I have ever had with a group of people. And I've been with a lot of groups of people, and that was the best freaking trip ever. The best 5 days ever.
Well, so let's like relive a little bit of that for the folks, right? To Morg, his and my family would vacation together, and he would stay with us. But he also had certain Marriott comp things that he could use. So he buys us this 3-bedroom suite for E-Vegas one year. And Scythe was coming. Well, Scythe wasn't coming, and then we said, but all you have to do is get airfare. And so last minute, Scythe decides to come. And by the way, Mrs. DeMorg and Mrs. Eric are all there too. And we've all known each other for years. I went to college with them. So anyway, so we're going, and we just like, Scythe's like, okay, I can afford airfare. I'm coming. We're like, come on. And then how did you get into it? I'll let you tell that story.
So, I was kind of on the fence, and I was like, at the time I was living in Arizona or Southern Arizona, and it was only an 8-hour drive. And I was kind of on the fence, like, yeah, I got I don't have tickets, I have this, blah blah blah. And I think somehow it came down to you kind of pushed it over the edge a little bit, where it's like, yeah, the same Marriott thing, come stay with us, blah blah blah. And I talked it out with the wife and Mrs. RJ, and she was like, yo, just go. And I was like, are you sure? She's like, fucking go. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, so we had free parking in Vegas, so you were like, I'm just going to drive up. And we're like, yeah, we'll have a car. Let's go.
Yeah. So, and then it came down to, it was like that night we were talking about it. And then the next day I put in like PTO, and I just drove 8 hours there, parked the car, and was completely blind drunk for the next 5 days.
No.
But to those who don't know the history, and it's funny because Scythe ain't here. That's those cigars in the picture, right? And that was at a Dre's rooftop club, right? That was for the big Eve Vegas party. Those were actually $15 bathroom cigars from the freaking club. They were the best drunk cigars I've ever had.
We had to carry Mrs. Eric home because Mrs. Eric was a little bit drunk.
And that trip was also kind of weird because I think we were talking about this before, and we talked about it before, and we talked about it a little bit earlier with Apple Pear. I'm a 3D artist, so I came out there like wanted to talk to all the art team from CCP, right? And it got really weird because I kept running into blue screen all over the place. Like just randomly, I went and talked to them, about because the CCP is obviously really approachable when it comes to their devs and whatnot. So I went beeline to the art team, just started talking art stuff, and then that was cool. But then throughout the rest of the trip, there we just kept running into each other, just blind drunk, like it's just super weird. Then Dre's, I'm in there smoking a $15 cigar, running him. Here's blue screen again. Oh my god!
Wasn't that your second bathroom cigar?
I think it was. I had two. I was like, they were $15 a piece because they had the guy that was sitting in the bathroom. Here's your towel, sir, or whatever. Blah blah blah. Would you like a cigar? I'm like, bathroom cigar. Why not?
Is this where we talk about toilet moisture plumes? Is this the appropriate time to talk about that or no?
Okay,
or bad. Just move off that subject.
At least they were wrapped in cellophane. They weren't just like sitting in the box open.
I take mine all out of cellophane and put them in the humidor. Alrighty, so yeah, that was great, and it kind of exemplifies how this game kind of brings people together and keeps them together. And you had to leave because you're really busy at work for a while, and now you're back. You want to play some Eve, and your wife doesn't want to have sex with you anymore. That's why she told you to go play Eve. That's what I'm saying.
Like, please take him back. Please take him back.
Yep. Yorinaga, thank you very much for the follow, Yorinaga. Thank you. So yeah. But yeah, that's you can tell Mrs. RJ I said that. That's why she's letting you play Eve. She wants you to leave her alone.
She does say hi, and she misses you all, by the way.
Cool. So nice to have you back. Not supposed to be kissing girls anyway. Well, Eric, your wife said the same thing to me. She loves you, Moomin. My wife loves you.
Oh,
Makes you
Moomin wrote
wonderful.
a nice story on INN.
Moomin wrote.
I mean, or like a little op-ed,
Oh, nice.
just talking about kind of like a very quick overview of like what's been going on, kind of where we're at in the war. 'Cause what the fuck's going on?
Completely
war?
missing the huge story this week, though.
What? I can't
Although
wait for
I'm
the
not sure.
Saturday.
I'm not sure if we should talk about it because I'm pretty sure Mittens wants to smack all over it.
Okay, we won't.
I like how that happened literally like 2 or 3 hours after my show, so I didn't even get an opportunity. Like, it inevitably happens every fucking week. We have our Thursday show, and then Thursday or Friday, something happens that it's already now a week old that, like, it doesn't make sense for me to talk about it the next week. It's pretty bullshit. I feel like people plan it.
Moomin's saying he
But-
didn't write about it. He wrote a piece on Monday. I'm not sure.
Oh, well, I just
love
saw it
Moomin's
today.
stuff.
Okay, Moomin?
I did not have the opportunity to read it, but I must read it now.
It's just a little op-ed. It was nice.
Yeah, for those people who don't know, Moomin's like my favorite person that I've never met.
Moomin's got a fun voice, so just listening to him talk is fun. Moomin is a figment of our imagination.
No, you don't exist, Moomin. You are a Fig Newton of everybody's imagination.
Well,
Which is my
Thursday
favorite
night,
cookie. Second favorite cookie. The Fig Newton.
Thursday night we had some big fights that we 100% absolutely won in pretty much every way. They, Pappy had reinforced DTAC W, and they fucked it up, and they didn't get it. We were able to defend, I think, like 4 or 5 iHubs, and we also won the ISK war. Now, individual fights were kind of back and forth, like different fleets in different systems, but overall, with all the fleets going, it was like 39 billion to 40 billion. And the numbers were very interesting. You know how, like, they have 150,000 people in their alliance, and they outnumber us, 3 to 1 on average. It was almost dead even. So, I'm just saying, like, I stayed up till 1 in the morning to fight for this iHub. Why didn't Pappy? Especially, like, where a lot of our capitals are still staged for those that haven't been able to jump to E3 or haven't maybe logged in a few weeks or something because they're waiting for it. I would think that'd be an important system to, like, stay awake for.
Did you say Pappy?
Or Paspy, whatever you want to call it.
No, I'm trying to think it like when you say stuff like that, we should like have something on the screen for Pappy, like a big white snake. Says Pappy.
Yes, Daddy Coalition.
Oi, Pappy. Every time someone says Pappy, that's all I think of. It's just, oi, Pappy.
By the way,
That's why
right
it's like, we need them to be something else.
is my, Baby Yoda watching the stream. It's my audience.
So, RJ, have you been doing anything in the war at all, or are you literally just coming back?
I've been kind of monitoring from the abyss, so I know there's some things going on, but I don't know exactly what. I know there was a really big like world record kind of fight that happened a little bit ago. But other than that, it kind of seems like there's business as usual going on, just goons fighting everybody as usual. At least that's what I know.
I've been touting that at work and with my family. I'm like, look, I'm part of a world record. I know my name's not going to be in there because, like, they can't do it with this type of record, but I'm part of a world record, and none of you are.
But it's like even not being active in there. If anybody comes and asks me like what games I play, it's like I don't really play any other games, even if I'm not playing Eve. But I always say, yeah, I play Eve because it's always constantly there. You know what I mean? I kind of don't really like get called in on anything. Like I did take a little excursion into SnowRunner for like a week, but then it kind of got bored. If anybody's ever played SnowRunner, but that was more for kind of educational purposes because I use Unreal Engine a lot, and they made that entire game with Unreal Engine. It's a really, really good kind of environment construction that they did in there. So I just did it to kind of study how they did everything in there. But then it got boring because it's kind of trucking and mudding.
Trucking and mudding.
I keep starting Souls-like games and then coming to the realization that Dark Souls is still better than them, and just going back to that.
So what was it? Dr. Quave says,
Hernandez!
am I still able to point out where the floodplains are on the map?
I don't know if
Oh,
RJ, have you been around the floodplain fun?
I'm when you say floodplains, I'm kind of a little lost there.
So they like to circle jerk it about that we just completely left Cloud Ring because that was literally a little content area. Cloud Ring sucks dick. It was just a little content area / highway to get to actual stuff to shoot. And then Fountain. No, it's boring.
I love Cloud Ring.
For most of the part, we didn't even own the soft there. That's how much we cared about it.
I know. We just made deals with the locals to don't shoot things, and we won't come and kill you.
There you go.
They're okay. And then Fountain was a floodplain because Init lives there or lived there.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, they live there again. It's pretty nice looking now. And then period basis Aquarius also are floodplains.
Okay, I thought we completely lost. I thought we completely lost Fountain. What do you mean Init lives there?
Look, just hold up a second, all right?
Don't look at the map at all, Eric.
What you talking about?
Dawn, shush. Fountain was not a floodplain because Init lives there. It's not like we said, where does Init live? Let's just fucking not care about that. No, Fountain and Aquarius, and to a large degree period basis, were floodplains because, hey, we acknowledge that in any significant war, we wouldn't expect to hold them. That's what a floodplain is. That's where all the shit is that you expect to get completely flooded out. Well, guess what? The floodplains got flooded. Shit happens. So there you go. You want us to point out where the floodplains are? They're underwater. Except, of course, for Fountain, where apparently we managed to put up some dikes like it's the Netherlands or something.
Like it's the Netherlands or something.
Fountain is officially the Netherlands now.
Apple should like that.
It's amazing how much language changes in, what, 7 or 8 months have we gone? Something like that?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm looking at Cloud Ring right here, and I'm trying to remember when XE was up there. The executives were up there under CFC days. My first station that I was ever part of dropping, I think it was in 1 Tech 3. I'm trying to think.
Back when dropping stations was a big deal.
I love Init.
Yeah.
I know what you guys are talking about.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I can't remember. It's sad.
Well, I mean, you either are or are not in it to win it.
Ouch.
I'll
never say that again.
Hey, you always believe Arendis because he is always right. That's true, even when we disagree with him, just to annoy him.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I know.
See, I'm right about that too.
There you go. See? Ding, ding, ding. He's brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, brilliant. So, 1900, we have the next battle. So we'll go. I think we should watch it. What do you guys think? We should watch it again.
Dirk gets no support from us.
Why? I love Dirk.
Kidding. Of course we can watch Dirk.
Okay, good. I love Dirk. So, Arendis, what's new and what's interesting? What do you got? What do you got for us today? Anything cool? Or you're just here to chill?
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
Arendis, you were with us on our first ESS room, right?
No, I haven't actually gone on. I haven't actually gone on one of the ESS rooms yet.
Well, I can tell you that as the elite PvPers that Goonswarm is, we are very good at it.
Well,
Not,
Good.
hey,
not at all.
there is an interesting question in chat from Rogar. Why do goons stick to that gate camp?
Okay.
Why do you stick to what gate camp?
I mean,
In E3.
have you tried getting through it yet?
Because we don't want you coming in.
Yes, stay out.
We don't like you. You smell.
Okay, so the thing is goons like to sit around and chill and hang out. And they also like to sit in their big toys and hang out. And when you put those two things together, you get a lot of people who want to sit around in their big toys and hang out.
It's like the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Chocolate, yes, it really is. Honestly,
It is.
We get to use our super capitals, and we get to sit around and shit talk and do absolutely nothing. It's great.
and the ESS in the system. By the way, ESS hunters, the ESS here is the highest bounty in Delve all the time.
Mm.
So when you come in to steal it, we just send about 30 of our subcaps that are on the gate to go murder you. So keep coming. Because we had a nice Scrabble earlier today. Oh, yeah. That was the other thing with the ESS I was going to bring up. Delve, I think, is the most valuable region in the game right now. On average. I haven't been able to go through and count everything. But, if you can see the DBS numbers on the map. And Delve is, bloomed.
I've been hearing about 300 million ESSs in OASA.
Yeah.
But that's only because people have robbed them.
We have found one that was 600 mil.
There you go then.
And the reason why it was 600 mil is because the Aeon that was sitting on a Fortizar may or may not have been ratting over there. So, and the lowest DBS we've seen is 88% out in Cloud Ring. Cobalt Edge. Fucking stuck on Cloud Ring. So, I want to know what Frat's plan is, because they're crashing their systems badly. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
Well, you say the lowest you've seen is 88% in Cloud Ring. What is it up there in France?
No, it was Cobalt Edge. Sorry,
That's
not
right.
Cloud Ring. It's crashing.
Well, I mean, it's 88%. That's not that bad.
Yeah, it goes down a certain percentage each day. It doesn't drop, but you have to have enough destruction to get it to go back up, or you got to leave it alone for a while. If people can't get to Cobalt Edge any way other than a random filament or a random wormhole,
yeah.
Good luck.
Then you just shift over to a different set of Cobalt Edge systems to rat in. I mean,
well, that's what I'm wondering. All of them are dropping though. None of them are going up. So I don't know if they've got this plan yet or not on how to actually rotate their drops.
It'll only drop so far.
It goes down to 30%.
Yeah. That's still 30% better than nothing.
I don't know. We got lots of money making options out here now.
Well,
NC's space has been pretty fruitful for ESS. Kavala Expanse has been pretty fruitful. Actually, pretty much the whole North has just been ripe for the picking for money.
Well, their combat forces aren't there, so.
And honestly, most of the ESSs average around 50 to 60 mil. So, it's not worth it to defend most of the time. So they don't. So you just run in, grab some quick cash, and leave.
Well, that's the conflict driver model, right? These things are totally going to get defended.
Some of them get defended. I think the funniest one we found was someone had a paladin in sight, and then they warped in a Vargar, a Munin, Armageddon Navy issue, and a whole host of other random ass cruisers after us. So it's been fun to see those ships that you've never seen in PvP out and about, and they're kicking ass.
You've never seen a Vargar in PvP?
No, I don't
tell you, they're scary as fuck.
Yeah,
Look, so
let's
not get into your Entosis Vargar losses, okay?
Hey, it didn't happen in Tosis, okay?
Are you sure?
Yes, I am sure.
Alright.
And they dropped like 30 battleships on me. Come on.
There is a limit at some point. I've been seeing the Nightmare is kicking ass, just like we thought it would. You can zoom around that grid, and as long as I can keep away from some Hugins, it's gonna fucking pound into you. Apparently, I need to see this Varger or whatever it is. I don't. Can you have more than one Ansel on your ship anymore, or is it just the capital Ansels they took
Local
away?
rep Ansels, you can have more than one. Remote rep Ansels, you're limited to one per ship.
But they took that away from the Rorqual. That's why the Rorqual became less useful, because you could only have one. Is it the capital Ansel then that they changed? I don't remember.
Yeah, but I think that's only the capital Ansel. Pretty sure the XL Ansel you can still have multiples of.
Yeah, I think that might be it. Yes, Rogar, I only know Rorquals. It's my specialty, I know. Oh god, people are messaging me, what is this? But I am seeing people interact with the new stuff, the ESSs and the DBS. I'm kind of interested to see how space starts playing out once people start dropping their things too low to make it worth it. Do you think Frat's gonna figure out a farming field option, or you think we're just gonna accept being stuck?
No, I think Frat's definitely got a plan. And I'm pretty sure I know what that plan is.
Didn't they say their plan is to go after one of their current allies as soon as the war's over?
Yeah, I heard that.
Well, I figured they'll just use Cobalt Edge and OASA and all that until it's time for them to shift over to using Esoteria and Catch, and then when they run those down, they'll go back up north.
Yeah, there was someone, I saw a post somewhere about the Norris on a show, I assume talking in stations, said that his plan was to go after AOM next, once the war is over.
And this isn't anything new.
Yeah.
They always seem to go at each other's throat when there's no goons around to be hating on.
I mean, how would that make you feel? Let's say for some out of the blue reason, right? Let's say, and it's like, hey, after the war's over, goons, we're gonna attack you, but for now we'll work together. How would that make you feel?
I would give them a lot of value.
I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them. I mean, think about it. These people say they're gonna fuck you as soon as, their other enemies out of the way. What's to stop them from starting already?
Well, I mean, did you stock up on loot?
Oh yeah, Frat is making the most money in the game right now. And they've already got a plan of attack next. And they barely, interact with this current war. I'm just saying, Frat's probably in the best position right now. And they're right there at NC Dot and them's home. If they, I don't think they'd attack NC Dot since NC Dot gave them a couch, but who knows?
Never not attack NC Dot. I mean,
if you
the
need
backstabbers are the ones to be finally the one being backstabbed, that would be some, poetic justice.
I mean, think about it. Let's say you need more immediate ratting space, and there's all this renter space that NC has, and they're not home to defend their renters. Just saying, things could change. All of a sudden, renters who paid for their systems start getting muscled out by frat people. It's not like they didn't muscle everybody out of Tribute and Veil. I don't know. I'm not always up on my political games, so it's just what I'm thinking.
No, I think they will go after the mangoes, and no one's going to bat an eye.
Oh, but Test are taking care of mangoes.
Yeah, right, Tess.
Isn't Test's job to like protect their mango brethren? That might be a little difficult though when goons are kicking your ass, even if we have to do it in Rifters.
I posted a thing over in staff only, guys. Take a look. Tell me what we want to do.
What are we posting? He messaged me too. So that's up to you, Eric, if you want to have him come in and talk.
I mean, if he wants to come in, like, come on.
Okay. Let's do it.
We might have an impromptu guest.
Yes, and this probably needs a bit of we probably need to get a few people up to speed here on this.
You'll have to drag him down, Eric. Or
Yep.
whoever.
There we go. And then I have to unmute him. There we go.
I mean, you don't have to.
Oh, I wouldn't know. All right, I'll let you guys set it up.
South, you have the nicest voice. Go ahead.
I have the nicest voice.
You kind of do. It's kind of smooth.
I think it was 2 days ago. The alliance of Requiem Eternal all of a sudden got disbanded, and they had a bunch of assets and liquid discs stolen from them. And apparently we have someone here who wants to give us some details about that. If you don't know, Requiem Eternal are with PASP. They have actually...
Not anymore.
Well, not anymore, because
Officially not.
the Alliance doesn't exist anymore. If I remember correctly, they have been allies with Test for quite a while now.
So, Necro, you are Kits,
Yes.
and you were the director that did such a thing.
I am, yep.
You're a little quiet.
Yeah, I have them cranked up as loud as I can, too. Still quiet.
1 sec. I'll have a look at that.
Yeah, just eat the microphone a little bit.
Yes. And Inagianos, or however you say it, thank you for following. Appreciate it.
That should be better now.
Oh,
Yes.
much better.
So, I guess we'll let you take it away. What kind of led up to this? And if you want, or as much as you want to talk about it, and how long did it was it like a sudden decision, or has this been kind of like a thought in your mind for a while?
It was relatively impulsive. Up to like 2 weeks beforehand, I was kind of happy there, I guess. But basically, I started playing Eve just over a year ago. And this was the first corp that this was the first alliance that I joined.
You started playing a year ago, and they made you a full director in the alliance.
Yeah,
okay, that makes this makes absolute sense now on why they just got fucked in the ass. Anyways, continue.
So when I started, I joined a corporation called Pipe Bomb Pinata. I was there for approximately 3 to 4 months before joining Brave. Pipe Bomb was in RAC at the time, in living in Impasse, and I got quite friendly with a lot of the Brave guys that were living there, and then I moved to Brave. After about 4 months, I kind of got bored. I'm an indie player. I don't really PvP. It doesn't interest me much at all. So I ended up going back to Pipe Bomb just because, I just felt that it'd be more fun there. I wasn't just a number, I was actually an individual or a player. Whereas in Brave, I just felt like another F1 player. So I moved on back, and after probably about a month, I was just not really enjoying Eve in general because all I did was industry. I wasn't really finding it that fun. Then I ended up taking over some like minor roles within the Alliance from there, just because I have a pretty decent indie mindset and I work in industry IRL as well, so I had some skills that they found quite helpful. That kind of progressed. I was made the industry director for my corp, and very quickly started taking on more and more Alliance roles, such as like fueling, T2 production. I was running workshops for players that were getting into T2. I didn't really know what to do. And I was also leading the Alliance mining fleets as well. It was about this sort of time when like I started just getting more roles to do various things. I wasn't made a director yet at that point, but I was probably just a step down. I was the 2IC indie director for the Alliance after about 3 months of being back in, so I think this was sort of June. Then August came around. I was still doing a lot of the same roles, and the Alliance indie director basically just started becoming quite toxic. He was rude to a lot of other players within the Alliance, and the leadership weren't overly happy with him. So they approached me and told me they basically wanted to, I was going to say, well, that probably wasn't be appropriate here, but to mold me into his replacement, take over his responsibilities, and become the full industry director for the Alliance. I'd only been in the Alliance maybe 4 or 5 months at this point, since returning from Brave. So this kind of proceeded as like, and I think another month or two went by. This became more of a reality. I was made a full exec director at this point and was taking over more and more responsibilities and just doing more and more within the Alliance. And then it was still super toxic. I realized pretty early on that they were basically just using me to do all the stuff they didn't want to do, just so that the leadership in Rec is incredibly AFK. The only person that was really active was the indie director. So I immediately just started having to do the majority of the legwork. And to be honest, like, it was fine, but I just kind of starting to get burnt out. I felt like I just wasn't being treated very well. My corp was being treated pretty poorly as well. There was a lot of toxicity regarding my corp, just due to the war and the fact that my corp was very heavily involved in the war, and the rest of the Alliance wasn't. They weren't overly interested. They kind of just wanted to sit in crab. So they kind of felt like there was sort of a divide between us and the rest of the Alliance. And I felt like my corp, even though they were pushing the Alliance to get more involved and to do more, we all felt like we were actually kind of being downtrodden by the Alliance. Like, the Alliance wasn't happy with that, and we felt that the toxicity was getting too much, and it was starting to upset me quite a bit as well to see my fellow corp mates get treated like that. So it was about a week or so ago, I kind of got to the point where I just had enough. I no longer wanted to be here. The corp looked to move elsewhere. We started going into talks with Brave and a few other places as well to decide on what we wanted to do as a corp, but I kind of had my own agenda at that point. I didn't want to play within Rec anymore. But I also had just built up such a like almost hatred for Rec and kind of the way that they've treated me and the corp, that I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to disband. And so I reached out to a few people, including the Mitani, and it kind of just went from there, really.
I mean, Mitani has the most experience with this kind of stuff.
I figured he would probably be one of the best people to speak to about how to go about doing.
So you just were like, hey, Mitani, I know I'm in a hostile alliance, but I got a proposition for you.
Yeah, he straight up just didn't believe me at first, because I was being like super cryptic, because I didn't really know like to what extent I wanted to go to at the time. Like, it was just kind of a like, what can I do sort of thing. And he was just like, I need some proof. And I was a little bit hesitant about it. But after like a day or so of speaking with him, I sent him the screenshots of me within the exec corp with my roles and stuff. And that definitely got his attention.
I mean, he probably gets messages like this all the time, right?
I imagine so, yeah. But yeah, going down to the disband itself, it was pretty standard. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing at any point during it, really, because I don't understand the majority of the game mechanics. I literally learned how to overheat modules about 6 or 7 months ago when I was flying a super. I'm not an experienced player at all. So when it came down to stuff like this, he was like, "Oh, can you do this?" And I was like, "Well, I have this role." And he was just like, "Oh, then yeah." And I was just like, oh, "Okay, cool. I have no idea what I'm doing." Like, so yeah, it made the disband a little bit difficult on my part, just making sure that I didn't mess anything up. But it went pretty smoothly.
I mean,
Can't
I've seen a few cases of directors going hostile on their own alliance, and I gotta say, yours is among the smoothest. So, like, you've done great there.
Yeah, there was a. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think Judges was probably one of the smoothest ones, and obviously one of the biggest ones, besides getting bobbed.
Yeah, but I mean, John had to deal with these kind of things a few times, so he knows what to look out for, right? He knows what he can take and what he can't take, and where to start, right? Because once people start noticing that someone is doing malicious shit, they might shut it all down.
Well, the way our disband kind of went, so it was a very awkward one because the CEO fight. He's a pretty intelligent guy. He's played the game for a long time. He knew how to keep his alliance relatively safe. He had a reasonable amount of assets stored in his own personal corp that also held the Keepstar keys. Nobody else other than him had access to anything to do with the Keepstars, so those were off the table. As well as I know, he had 3 faction fortizars, and he probably had his own wealth as well. Obviously, he was the CEO. He's been playing the game for a long time. He certainly had his own wealth that he had stored away there. So I took that into account with the fact that I wouldn't be able to touch that. I'm not going to go into the plan too much. I don't know what the Matani would like to talk about later, if she's going to talk about it. But yeah, it was pretty standard. Because of my role within the alliance, it was very, very easy to put all of the assets into positions where I could immediately swipe them. I brought in alts and gave them hanger rolls as I was doing it, just so I could swipe more hangers quickly. And I was able to clean the alliance out of pretty much everything in probably less than 5 minutes.
Well, I'm pretty sure nothing could keep the Matani from talking about this.
This is his favorite kind of thing.
I mean, you could throw a fucking tree on his house, and he's still gonna find a way to get on the show and talk about it.
Yeah, he enjoyed it very much.
I just can't believe they allowed someone to have full director roles in the Executor Corp after only being in the group a couple months. Because, like, you've been there for, you've been playing Eve for a year, but you said you hopped around a bit.
Yeah, I was always been blue to Rec, at least. Like, it was just I was in Rec and in Brave, so I've always been blue, and to that point, I guess relatively low since I started. The biggest reason they gave it to me though is because their leadership was so AFK and just so out of touch with their alliance. They saw me just doing excessive amounts of work and basically allowing their alliance to grow, to get more ISK, to like move forward without them having to do anything. Like, it was basically just me and another guy doing all of it ourselves.
People are saying make yourself useful and you get given more jobs, but I have been in Goonswarm for 10 plus years now, I think. For long. Let's just say I've been here for very long. I was at one point one of the few block FCs left. And even I didn't get access to all the hangars, let alone being a full director.
And even then, the cube stars are still held behind even more layers of protection.
I mean, I don't know enough about other leaderships to kind of say why Requiem gave me the exec roles as opposed to like what goes on here and other alliances. But from what I've heard and from just conversations I've had, it just feels like the leadership in Rec was just so out of touch with the game, with what was going on in their alliance, and there was some form of incompetency as well. I think that led to this.
Hi, Brisk.
Brisk has joined us. Brisk, I'm trying to catch up on the beard, by the way, buddy. Trying to catch up.
So, Brisk, do you have full director?
I don't know. Is he talking?
He's not.
He's jealous he doesn't have a green jacket.
He'll figure it out.
No green jacket for Brisk.
Brisk was actually one of the few players that I messaged regarding this when I was looking to do it, and he straight up ignored me.
Wow.
He was like, I don't know, I don't want to do this. Like,
does Brisk even know he's here? Bueller?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe he clicked on it on accident.
Maybe.
Anyways, it's fine.
Like,
I really wanted
unlimited access to the show he does.
His thing's probably not working.
By the way,
I really wanted to.
Whole bunch of follows and subscriptions and art.
They know who they are.
Yes, thank you.
I just want to point out the Goon match just started.
Oh yeah, let's watch that.
Yeah, let's watch that.
Necro, we're gonna pause on you to watch Jerk, die.
All right, now I'm gonna take off for the meeting that I got to take.
Okay, bye, Rindis.
All right, commentary time. Stay with
okay,
us.
what is Dirk in?
Dirk is in
an EOS.
Oh, that's a bold choice.
Alright, so they've got a Mauler getting demolished.
Well, remember, these are, again, armor ships on the Goonswarm side and shield ships
Oh, there's a Paladin?
The Weekend Warrior side.
God. Twitch is not liking me today. It will not stay loaded. For nothing.
Well, as far as I can see this here, Goons would need to get a web on something so they can actually get their DPS in range to apply. Although that one Sleipnir is already getting hit pretty hard, even though there's no web on it.
If the Paladin shooting, it can shoot out to over almost 100, not even in Bastion.
Yeah. The red team here, the Weekend Warriors, they do have to watch out to not boundary their entire fleet. Because it looks like they are already pretty far out.
Yeah, but I see things going to die.
Yes, Goonspeak Deacon just died, the first one. There is a web on the Broadsword now.
Come on, Twitch. Click into actual DUI.
Yeah,
all fuzzy now.
Little more. Get it. It's not webbed anymore. Not webbed anymore.
It is receiving reps. There is a web on the Sleipnir now.
Are you able to talk now, Brisk?
I can talk finally.
Yay!
Yay.
We're watching the fight, so we're commentating on that, and then we'll go back to the discussion.
I just had some questions for Necro before,
So we talk about it in the show.
Okay. Don't seem to be having problems here applying damage to anything. But again, I think they are getting pretty close to the boundary. That means Goons can just corner them in now. But they have just lost another Mauler, so that will make it harder.
Are those ships like the right thing to go for first? Is it just because they're squishy and trying to get easy points?
Well, I would expect the Maulers to be the actual webbing ships here. So losing them is bad. And I don't think they can actually come back from that, sadly. And there's another deacon about to die, so...
Yep.
Oh, I can see things again.
Yeah, this is not good.
Mm-mm.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely not good. Unless Weekend Warriors like fuck up in a major way and like boundary 3 people right now. This looks to be like it's getting a loss for goons.
So that means Dirk's gonna come join us here soon, right?
I think so.
No, I don't think he will have time for that. They will have to do
Do they have more matches?
after fight discussion.
There goes the deacon. So, and they have lost nothing on their side.
Yeah, it's over.
Good job, guys. Well, you know. Anyways, I guess
That's
Brisk,
right.
you've questions?
Moomin's right. That we weren't outnumbered. That was the problem.
There you go. It was even. Doesn't work when it's even.
Yeah, they're just gonna go down the line with the easy ships to kill. Because I know the Paladin would be a chunky monkey to try to get through, especially if he's got his own local reps where they don't even have to worry about him because he can't kill anything on his own.
Yep. Now
So-
the Bellicose goes down, so that's the target painter's gone.
See, this kind of like fighting and stuff, I would never be good at. Like,
Something
I don't
else
do
is
well.
webbing on the goon side.
Yeah, the battleships.
Okay.
Are they that close to the army, the Baden?
You can see because that's actually not a web. That's
It's a grapple, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a grapple.
Yeah, it's a heavy grapple.
Only battleships can use those.
Well, they took down a ship. One of the deacons or whatever died, or
Karen's
whatever the
gonna-
little
Karen,
Karens. Yeah, sorry, I can't see. My thing's
and
not
second
really
turret
loading.
them, but they won't be able to turn this around this late. Right.
No, they should have been there first.
In order to win, goons now have to at least kill one Sleipnir, and then it's even, and they go into overtime. And not lose a single ship. And another Abaddon is about to lose on the goon side. So
Well, the other Kieran's going down.
Oh, the other Kieran's gone.
Both Karens are dead. They're
Yeah.
killing this jackdaw.
Do you think the problem was they tried to kill some ships before taking out the Logi, and so they just couldn't break anybody else? Or
well, the Logi were probably not in range.
how big is the grid?
It should be 150 kilometers from
Okay.
the center.
Then yeah, that would be wide enough to make space. Poor little Abaddon. Oh, they're taking out. What's that? I can't.
They're going after
see
the
it.
Munin now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that should go down.
I'm not so sure.
It'll
we only have
ADC
two
and then it'll
battleships
sit there
left.
for a while.
He is neutered, so he might not be able to use the ADC.
It's dead.
What? What are you
The Munin
looking
died.
at? No, that was Jackdaw. You
Oh,
are
okay.
like a
I-
minute behind.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
she is,
I was like,
yeah.
give it a mind.
The Munin's going down. It's definitely
Yes.
going down.
Again, like it's neutered. It can't use its ADC. But that's not enough because the Abaddon is about to die.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna laugh if Dirk lives, and he's like the only one that lives.
He might be.
The Paladin's not going anywhere. I think he'll be fine. But
The little Eos that could.
Run, Dirk, run.
I'm killing the Sleipnir now.
Did the Munin go down?
Yeah,
Yes, the
Munin's
Munin
dead.
is dead.
Oh, nice.
The Sleipnir is like into low shields now. But
Yeah.
Goons just lost the second Abaddon.
There is Dirk.
Dirk's dying.
They can't pull this around.
Unless the enemy team all just like flies right to the edge, right?
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
Well, rip goons.
It's okay. We've never been known for our elite small gang PvP, so we either perform as expected or better than expected.
Yeah, I mean, we had to make our own tournament to be able to win a tournament.
There you go. There you go. By the way,
Yep.
new follow from this streamer look very nerd. Okay. And Spliv 12. All right, let's go on with our conversation.
So, Briss, you had some questions for Necro?
Essentially, I wanted to find out from Necro like who the leadership was at Rec that was AFK, the ones that had turned over everything over to him. I'm interested to hear that part of the story.
Are you sure
So-
you want to hear that now and not later in the other show?
Well, I want to hear from you. I'm sure Mittens knows this stuff, but I want to hear it from you directly, so I know before we go into the show.
So the AFK leadership was Fight himself, the CEO, a player called Juvia, who's been very close with Fight for probably leading up to 7 years, and has been the 2IC for Requiem Eternal probably since its founding or close to. Then the military director Moffat was also pretty AFK, and the head Diplo Blue. He was sort of active, but not so much in game. It was more of the Diplo role, but he did log in. But yeah, he wasn't particularly a big voice in the leadership, and he just handled the Diplo side of things, corp recruitment, that sort of thing.
So who ended up giving you the keys? I mean, who was the person that said, all right,
The
you're a
CEO
director now.
himself.
Okay.
It actually just kind of happened out of the blue. I literally just got a PM saying, because they call it the Sky Team there, I don't know what it's called in other alliances, but I basically just got a message that just said, hey, your Sky Team now, there's a meeting in like an hour. And I was like, oh, okay.
Hey, look!
That's
Dirk
nice.
did join us.
That's always nice.
You
Well, that
died.
was fun.
Hey, really,
All right.
thanks.
Those are my questions. I just wanted to ask this real quick. I got to go do some other stuff, and I will see you guys in 2 hours for the
All
mother
right,
show.
send some shower pics, man.
All right.
All right,
You know.
same.
Bye, guys.
We miss them.
So, I still
We're sorry,
can't
Dirk. We watched. We cried.
Yeah,
Loading.
it was the moment we saw the artillery slips, we knew it was going to be close.
I
Yeah,
don't know about close,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
but
I
I'm
mean
not.
that was our initial assessment, was that it would be close. They executed it better when it came to taking out the Logi frigates. You know, I can't fault them for executing better than we did.
I'm not an elite PvP person, so
I mean, these
did
are
as
the
well
ones
as I
that
would have.
you already fought in the
No,
do you call
we'd never fought Weekend Warriors before.
right.
It was Warlords that was the meme. Warlords would have been our second match if we'd won this. As it is, tomorrow we will be flying at 20 past 3 Eve time, and it should be against Castabouts.
Dirk, we have a special guest today.
Oh yes.
Yes, Necro is the former director of Requiem, the former alliance that did the flipping.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, he was telling us about how basically not to promote someone and then treat them poorly, or use them like a overloaded mule.
And to maybe not promote someone that has been in your alliance for less than half a year.
To
I
their
wouldn't do that.
to their executor court. Good job, guys. Good job. Because everyone that's made it into a position of any power in Goonswarm usually has been in there for some time. That has built
right.
some relationships with people.
Since I see this in chat now, Necro, where did you end up now?
Where am I currently?
Yes.
I am in Goonswarm at the moment.
Are you like Gunwafa or where are you
Yeah.
at? Oh, you're hanging up with me now. So, I guess what are your future plans with your big Bula?
I've not really done a great deal of PvP. I've literally lived in Nullsec since I started playing and just did sort of fleet PvP action. Not really sure what I want to do at the moment. I'm probably just going to chill, relax, and just be thankful I don't have to do any space work for a while. Might look at maybe wormholes or just do something a little bit different. Do something a bit more fun.
Well, I can recommend ESS interaction is easy and semi-fun / fun, and it's an easy way to do some PvP, so you can always try that. In Goonswarm, even after you've done, something like that, you can still find plenty to do, plenty of people to hang out with. You said you're an indie person mostly?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you, obviously, you buy.
One of the questions I get asked quite a lot, and just received a couple of messages asking me to talk about it, was, do I have any regrets for what I've done? And the answer to that is absolutely not. The way I see the game, one of the reasons I started playing this was I actually encountered Eric probably about 5 years ago in a different game called H1Z1.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was the second in command for the wizards that fought you on your server.
Oh, okay.
But
I don't remember. But I'm sorry.
It's cool. I saw like the Imperium and Goonswarm, and I'd heard about you from a game called Eve that I hadn't played. And when I started, one of the first videos I watched was the Matani talking, I think it was in 2012, about how metagame works and things like that. I thought it was very interesting. And one of the reasons why I don't regret my decision is I've killed a Keepstar. I've been in the world record fight with that Keepstar drop. I've disbanded a top 15 alliance. I've completed it. I've completed nullsec at that point. I think, like, what else can you do, really? And I've only been playing the game a year.
There's so much more you could do.
Oh, there's tons more you could do.
But not in nullsec, which is why I might go do some other things.
It's about the game. I don't know, have I played more in nullsec or out of nullsec? I can tell you, everywhere else I've played has been far more boring and far less rewarding. I'll be honest with you, Necro.
Hey, Redline.
Yeah, he's here because I was like, hey, look, I'm getting exclusives. And so he's...
Which, by the way, wasn't intended. We didn't even know this was going to happen today.
Yeah.
So.
Correct.
Yes.
Redline,
who I love, guys. Little mad. But, yeah, so, Necro, I have a question for you, since you came from H1Z1, right? Which was a big thing that we kind of did from an Imperium perspective for a long time, and had our own server and had some insights into the game and things like that. Does Mittens know about that?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, that's got to be something he would love to explore, I think, because
I don't know about that one.
Why?
Because we beat you guys pretty badly on your own server.
Yeah, but he wasn't there for that. That was really the rest of us. Some of our other folks, right? It was probably me and Spanx and some other folks. Scythe was there. So being beaten isn't at a game or a server that we have. That's not we don't consider that a terrible thing, right? It's just a game, right?
Yeah, for sure. I had a lot of fun on the private server you guys owned. It was a really good idea because I remember you invited quite a lot of like the strong corps.
Yeah.
And it was really fun to be able to play with all kind of like the top groups at once on one server, which was a lot of fun. It's a shame that game ended, to be honest, because I had a lot of fun in that game.
It is. They just couldn't get some of those build mechanisms just right. It was really a shame, and we were upset about that too. But yeah, I mean, so when you look at Goons, Necro, it's not always winning. It's the fun that you have when you play the game, and we certainly had a lot of fun on that server. It was great, and I'm glad you had fun. And it's even better that game brought you over to Eve. I mean, that's the angle that I find interesting and fun. And if you've had fun here playing Eve because of that game, that's even better. But yeah, I really wish H1Z1 would have. It was an interesting concept.
It was a good game. Yeah, it's just a shame it didn't really take off. I think
Yeah.
because it was one of the first battle royales. I think when the large amount of other battle royales all kind of came out like fairly soon afterwards. I think that's what kind of killed the game, which was a shame.
Well, one of the big developers that did the battle royale side of it, right? He went and did his own thing, and he had some sort of ownership of some of that style, right? So, hey, Redline, thanks for a sub, buddy.
Yeah, for sure.
By the way, folks, just so everybody knows, I do like Redline, and we are friendly outside. Not like really super friendly, but we're acquaintances. And I think he's a pretty nice guy. I mean, certainly he helped design a lot of the push stock stuff. So there you go.
He's here because I was poking him, and I said I needed more, so he's bringing it.
I just want to point this out, even though I'm like going really hard on him in chat. Redline, I'm having a laughing fit here right now because of you. Like, thank you.
Yes, no, there's no dislike here, folks. And just like here, Necro goes, "Oh yeah, we kicked your ass over on this server." Like, okay, yeah, okay, we had fun, right? Hey, no big deal. We had a lot of fun playing that game, and
I do want to ask Necro something, because yes, like it wasn't really like announced anywhere. Or, like it was announced, but I guess I was sleeping when it happened when you did everything. I've seen a lot of Legacy try to downplay it. Everything that happened. They talk about, oh, it's only a minor inconvenience. We took all our stuff back. Blah blah blah. But did you get a lot of messages from people afterwards, or did like anybody know it was you until like it was kind of like announced a bit more? Like, what are you getting?
So I got a lot of messages afterwards, and as it was happening, I was the only director on at the time of the actual disband before another director was able to log in immediately. He was very smart with what he did. He was actually, I don't know if any of you are familiar with the player, but it's Hyperion, the spreadsheet wizard, and also is the guy that DD'd his own Titan with his own Keepstar once upon a time, which was quite funny.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah. He's a very, very intelligent guy, and he did something that basically stopped me flipping the entirety of Impasse, which was very smart. When I planned out how I was going to flip all the structures, obviously it started with the faction forts and the Satoyos. I had a clone set up to jump into a Fortizar from another fort after I had flipped that one, which is the first fort that flipped. As the disband happened, and I flipped the first structure, I was docking up, and he transferred a Fortizar to his own corp because he was going to go around and immediately flip as many structures to his own corp as possible. The first fort that he flipped was the one in the same system as the Satoyo that I had my clone in, so I could no longer clone over there and immediately flip that. I then had death cloned, which put me up in high sec.
That's not ideal.
So I could no longer flip, and I burned all the way back down. But by the time I got there, he had flipped all of the Fortizars back to his own corp, which was very, very smart. If he hadn't have flipped that first Fortizar, if he had did any other structure, I would have been able to flip pretty much all of their structures. But it was like very, very unlucky that was the single one that he flipped. But to begin with, but I mean, the way I see it, I did like after just disbanding the alliance. As far as I'm concerned, that's op success. There's a bunch of other things that have come from this, which I'm sure the Mitani will talk about the inner workings of Legacy and how this, like what's happened here, how that's opened up has just shown quite how bad a lot of the smaller alliances in Legacy are.
That's like the like kick in the pants is the fact that as soon as like the alliance is disbanded, I believe, I don't know if it was one of our guys or you or somebody, but somebody else took that name and made an alliance, so now they can't have it back. unless they put like a dot or a dash in, which I guess they could do, but that like, huh?
I mean, let's remember it's NC dot. So think about where that dot is coming from.
Also, Black Legion ... Like, you know, it's not that uncommon.
We don't own Goonswarm, do we? Or do we get Goonswarm back?
No, we don't own the original Goonswarm.
What was the one that like went crazy and took that?
That DJ took Goonswarm.
Okay, see, I didn't know it was DJ or if it was the guy before him.
Something pretty funny though that's come from this.
You earned that dot.
Redline, you were not a part of any of that. You can't say you earned that dot. You've been in NC for like, what, 2 years?
I mean, even if you get fucking Killer Bee over here, even he didn't earn that dot.
See,
that
he was
even
MPL.
before him. Come on.
Yeah, Cartoon was Goonfleet, and then Darius has Goonswarm.
Oh, that's why I'm Goonwaff. Just keep going.
Yeah, something good that came from this was the messages I received afterwards, because I obviously had a few salty people tell me to kill myself. However,
how rude.
The majority of people that messaged me, including a lot from the Alliance itself, actually just either said, fair play, we're gonna miss you, or actually came from test members, brave members, and they were all basically laughing, saying, well, Rek was dead anyway. Like, good job. You've just helped us take more space. And so I'm not going to leak these messages, but some of them are from reasonably high up people within Test and Brave as well, which is very funny.
They might even believe that, but the industry backbone of an alliance is very important. And I say of an alliance, I mean a coalition, right? Especially now that it is so damn hard to get minerals into Norsec. So this might not hurt as much as losing an entire like PvP focused alliance, but it definitely hurts, right? It is not like a huge goalpost for goons, and this is not going to change anything big about the war, but it is another part in the puzzle.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And I think it does contribute to the overall morale, and just it opens up quite how broke a lot of Legacy is. Like Test is obviously very wealthy, and Brave do pretty well for themselves, but pretty much everyone else in Legacy is absolutely broke. They rely fully on Test for their SRP, all the way down to when they lose a vigil. Like, that needs to be paid for by Test. A lot of these alliances were kind of dragged into this war sort of unwillingly. They weren't given much notice either. It's taken effect. Like, Rek probably lost approximately half its active player base at the start of this war, and has increasingly been losing more and more players because they just don't want to take part in the war. They're not interested.
FYI, Billy offered me a fort in DTech B if I could get him one and one to Q. Do you think they'll go for that? No. I can't do that. We were just all having fun on the Trash Talk Tuesday thread, but I was trying to see if Billy Trash Talk Requiem in there, but he stayed mostly diplomatic.
The memes have been top quality on Reddit.
Yeah, a lot of the memes are Legacy trying to downplay the fact that 2,000 people had a 7-year alliance destroyed.
Yeah, I mean,
do you think they're all going to go together again, or you think they're just going to go hide off and Test and Brave and all them?
A lot of corps will leave, but a lot will stay. I'd say it's probably close to a 50-50 between staying and leaving.
Leaving to where? Just like
different places. So I know the corp that I was in has gone to Brave, which I think's a fine decision. I very much feel sorry for my corp. this is probably the only gutting thing about this is the fact I won't play with those guys again, just because of what I did. Although I did my best to try and make sure that they weren't damaged in any way. I actually told a player that was about to put a super carry in queue, his first one, not to do it, and just to wait until the weekend, just because of some things. He didn't really understand why, but he kind of trusted my judgment, which was good. I didn't want him to lose that when I know he'd worked so hard for it. And I did my best to try and just keep them out of harm's way. They didn't live in Impasse, they lived in Tenerife, which made it a little bit easier. But yeah, I just feel kind of bad for them because I was a big part of the corp and like I was quite close with a lot of them. But yeah, this is kind of part of it. It's still a game, so I'm not too concerned. But yeah,
that's a question that we were talking about. So if you've got a super in build and the IHub with the super upgrade dies, what happens to the super?
It gets paused.
It just paused.
Yeah, the job pauses, and then obviously, then if the supercap shipyard gets pulled, or all of the fuel gets pulled, or the structure dies, then things start disappearing.
So go ahead.
To give a small update here, because people are saying, "Oh yeah, everything is already back in the new alliance." While they have taken back all of the iHubs in Impasse, they did lose everything they took in Delph, because Goons actually grabbed that really, really quickly.
And they also lost all the infrastructure that was based on those iHubs in Impasse anyway.
Yes, like
So
all the upgrades are
that's a
gone,
month to get
all
that
the
back.
soft levels are gone. Plus, they are currently down 700 members. They're down from 2,000 to 1,300.
yeah, they've also lost their most active PvP corp as well. Based on October's fleet figures, the corp that I was in had more active participation in the war than I think the second and third combined, and the fourth is an alt corp with one player in. So they've just lost a huge proportion of their active players as well to another alliance. Everyone that downplays it is going to, like, the Legacy are obviously going to downplay it because they want it to seem like it didn't hurt them as badly as it has. The exact same would happen on the flip side. If this had happened within Goonswarm, the exact same thing would happen. It would be downplayed. Like, it's anyone that thinks differently doesn't see both sides of this. So all the people that are saying, "Oh well, yeah, it's being downplayed because nothing really happened," like it clearly did. Like they lost 2,000 player alliance. Like it's a big hit to the morale, and that's obviously not going to go back.
I mean, speaking of downplaying things, Rip House Aratus Satio. Goonswarm just lost a House Aratus Satio in FTAC TE. Killboard link is going in chat now. And I'll give you that guys that and stuff as well.
Brilliant.
Rip Satya.
I love seeing the Lashak damage.
I really
know, right?
wonder if we will ever see things that are in build show up on Go Melts. Like, come on, CCP.
I'd love to see.
Please, like, consider we are the ones losing structures right now, and I'm still asking for this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It'd be really interesting to see on either side, you know.
yes.
Not even necessarily who owned it, but you know, if there was a baby Titan dead or you know, a fleet's worth of battleships in there, that would be interesting.
And since someone put it in chat right now, Logius on kill melts. Come on, CCP. How long have you been talking about this?
4 years.
Cool. Well, does anybody have any other questions? If not, I'll dip out now.
Nope, I don't have any. Anybody else? Well, hey, thanks for reaching out, Necro. Do appreciate it. You know, we didn't even know you were going to do that, and then you know, you reached out to me, and that was pretty cool. So and it's nice you were an H1Z1. That's still cool, even though you kicked our ass. I don't care.
Redline has questions. Redline, ask your questions. If they're serious questions, then we'll get them.
I'll answer his questions. Yeah.
Yeah, Redline. He's been a little, you know, he's a little, how do I say? Up in arms. Hold on, let him scroll up.
He needs to remind himself of his own questions.
I'm just gonna fill for him. While he's finding it, I'll fill for him.
I do remember one that he asked, and he asked if this wasn't all over them not kicking some corp or something that you wanted kicked and something wouldn't happen, so you did this.
No, I, for the most part, stayed out of the internal politics and the drama and the toxicity. Although, like, I did complain about certain corporations. There wasn't really anyone specifically that I disliked. It was just more of the alliance itself was just becoming more and more toxic, which is something you see a lot in smaller alliances, so I've heard.
Why did Necro try to join NC a month ago?
Who are NC?
Northern Coalition.
I've never tried to join.
That's a funny reaction.
Not much in the politics.
I want to build ships. I make ISK, you know, that I don't want to do anything else. No, I've never tried to join NC. Especially a month ago. I only actually wanted to do this probably about 2 months ago. The only time I would have left prior to that would be if I had left with the corp I was in, which we were looking for other places.
Yes, Brisk, you heard that right. Let's see. Redline still scrolling?
Do you plan to stay in Goons?
It's not decided at the moment. I don't really know what I want to do in game at the moment.
So let's just go through this, right? So Goons and Necro play H1Z1 on opposite sides. Necro comes to EVE Online, plays on the opposite side of Goons, and then comes and joins Goons. I think you've come full circle. You don't need to go.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're just here. You're good. Just stay right here. You'll make more friends than you've ever imagined in a game.
It's a little daunting,
and they'll be better friends.
I've gone from a very small alliance where you know everyone's name to a very large alliance where I actually just don't know anybody. I'm just I just log on and do things now.
It's very quick. I mean, I met Don, over in Vegas, going to a Vegas. RJ was here earlier. He hadn't played the game for a while. We all became fast friends playing this game. There are other people in the intro, fast friends. Soth, I consider Soth one of my best online friends. We chit chat, we talk, and we hang out.
Our start was I did a drive by on
love
this
Moomin.
show.
I love Moomin. Moomin's in chat. I'm telling you, Necro, you've just come home. You just didn't. So you were on the wrong side back in H1Z1. You just didn't realize it.
Yeah, really. Like the moment you get involved, you'll start to get to know people. It's really not as daunting as it might otherwise seem.
Yeah, I think I was in a gentleman's agreement, or it was Bastion, and I just ended up doing a drive-by on the show, and I was like, hey, we're friends now.
Yeah,
that's kind of how it happened to me as well. Like I was up for 24 hours with Total Newbie bashing drifters, and suddenly he was like, "Oh, dude, you should come on the show this weekend and talk about this." And I'm like, "Sorry, what?"
And I took over for you after you went to sleep.
Now I just fucking Now I just fucking can't get away, you know?
I miss Newbie and his violent tongue lashings. How is the old man, anyways?
He's still newbie.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a plus.
He's still mad at Eric, but Eric doesn't know why. I don't know.
He's still mad at everyone. Come
He's
on.
mad at everybody, dude. I could say hi and he'd be like, EOD.
We love him. We love him. I still love Newbie. So yeah, I mean, it's so I will tell you, Necro, that my entire first half of my Eve life, I was in a number of corps, various locations in the game, and I was told how terrible and evil and ridiculous it would be. I mean, goons were terrible. They were destroying the game. Everything was bad. Goons, terrible, right? Somehow I found my way to goons through an allied alliance called the Executives, and I never felt more comfortable or happy in the game ever. And then when the Executives decided to move their own way, they were kind of dissolving anyway. My core patriotic tendencies joined up, and then when some changes happened, and then I just stayed with the Goku here. With a number of folks, it's a great place. I love it.
Nice. So there's a question that someone just put in the stream from Defo asking me how long I was on the Sky team. It was, I think, around 2 months. It was around 2 months. Maybe 3 at most. I don't think it was that long though.
Cool. Well, regardless of how you got here, welcome to Goons.
Oh, thank you. No, my CEO did not put me there. The CEO of the Alliance put me there. My CEO at the time was never a member of Sky Team. He was the 2IC military leadership. He also didn't get removed. He decided to step down. It was becoming too stressful and taking an impact on his Voltron FC duties and his corp duties as a CEO. Trying to juggle all 3 space jobs wasn't doing great for him personally, so he decided to step down.
Alrighty. Yep, Sikander Cole. Yep, absolutely. You got it. It's just amazing what you find in this game.
Yeah,
He was a badass. It was true. Nice Risk.
It's a wild game, I'm going to be honest. I've never played a game like this.
Yeah. It is a wild and interesting game. I had a number of months away myself. I am back. It is refreshing to be back in this game amongst your friends.
I think Rec will try and rebuild, yeah. They'll try and rebuild, but eventually I think that they'll just lose a few more corps to other alliances, and then eventually they'll kind of just cease to exist. They'll probably stick around for maybe a year or so, and then they'll just kind of fizzle out. I think they've just lost too much now, and just kind of become too much of a meme and kind of laughed at by a lot of other alliances, including within Legacy, that I just don't think that they're going to be able to hang around. Even if they do, they'll be a very small alliance now.
Alrighty. What time we got here? Oh, we only got 15 minutes left in the show, huh?
How about we talk a bit about our amazing tournament team?
Can we? What the hell happened, Dirk?
We warped in at the ranges that we'd set up for that comp. They warped in a triple Sleipnir comp. Triple Sleipnirs. If anybody's still watching the stream, actually, there's a triple Sleipnir slap fight happening right now. Well, there's a Minmatar slap fight happening right now between a triple Sleipnir and a double Sleipnir triple Loki. And they were artillery fit, so obviously we were going to have a hard time keeping up our logi in that situation. Logi frigates, the moment they get Hugin webbed, are going to get just alphaed pretty much off the grid. We held on to our Logi for longer than we expected to, I'll be perfectly honest. But the Logi went down, and their Logi hadn't gone down fast enough at that point. We couldn't break anything before we killed their Logi, and that was the ball game, really. We overlooked the Logi because we had battleships, and applying to Logi is a little bit tricky without the webs and the control to keep them tackled down. So yeah, that was kind of where it went. Once we killed the Logi, we started killing things, but it was just too late.
That's kind of what. But
that's how these matches go sometimes. You go in and you think you've got a pretty decent chance, and like I say, they executed it better, and I'm not gonna hold anything against them for that. Now it's just really this evening is going to be spent prepping for the match against Castabouts that we've got tomorrow early afternoon, and then from there kind of playing to get as far as we can through the quote-unquote losers bracket. Either way, it was a lot of fun, and the practice time, we've been prepping for this since pretty much the 1st of August, when we got confirmation that we were actually in the tournament. So, 3 months, three and a half months worth of prep from a lot of people. I'm really, really proud of the team so far, and I think we could probably do pretty well tomorrow as we go into it, as long as we take it seriously and keep doing our best.
Go up through the entire losers bracket and win it in the end.
I'm not sure about that, but I'd hope we could at least get to face off against in it, perhaps.
You gonna win or lose that one?
I don't know. We've been scrimming against in it, and we win some, we lose some. It's certainly not the easiest of fights at all, and so yeah, that one would definitely be a fun fight. Sikandar very, very confident there. Whatever you say, Sikandar.
I mean, the losers bracket, right? They're in it to win it.
There you go.
You and your fucking puns, Sottle. Brisk's showing up in the Twitch chat.
He was here the whole time. He was in here too.
Yeah, I know he was here just before I came in, but all of the init representing in the Twitch chat right now.
We're loving it. We are fans.
I mean, I keep trying to get Reva on the show, but she always has excuses.
She's on my list. Okay, she may have gone on a competing show after she said I never go on any shows.
No. You're confusing.
No.
No. You are confusing the Revas, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, just sorry.
Reva Geist is
an
init reps form director.
Sorry.
Fantastic Logi pilot. Just generally really nice person. Love Reva.
All right, I take it back. Take it all back.
But I'm all for getting River on the stream as well.
Yeah. She will come. She's chicken. Chicken. Is she watching?
Probably.
By the way, she could just hop in too. That's the funny thing, right? She's got full power on this server. She can do whatever the hell she wants. So, big question today, as we have about 10 minutes left here. Anybody else decorating for Christmas yet? You guys in?
Oh my God! Go away with this.
Christmas in the Masters, man. It's like the two things that are perfect. Okay.
It's the middle of fucking November, Eric.
It's the middle of that's exactly right. It's eventually it's going to be too cold to decorate.
They're already on with Christmas songs in where I work.
November 1st, man. I was
just
belting them out here.
I read that.
You did, didn't you? On my
Mazina, I read that. I may not be available, but I read that. We have 3 whole women's in Theta. Thank you.
On the subject of the Masters, John's skipping across the lake into the hole-in-one was sublime.
Oh my god, it was just like... I mean, it just rolls perfect.
It was beautiful. It was like watching something out of a video game. Like, it was actually just perfect.
That was his birthday, too.
Yeah. And that was also his second hole-in-one, I think, so far in the Masters.
Yes. Yes, it was his second.
Absolutely beautiful.
Oh, did you see what Brisk throwing down the gauntlet in there? Woo!
Brisk, if you want to know, that number is bigger than 0.
Yeah, there you go. Masters. I love the Masters.
It's so sad. They've banned golf in England at the moment due to the lockdown, so I can't even go and play.
Oh yeah. That's the sport you ban when you're in the middle of a freaking field all by yourself.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, isn't it? I just have to say, I'm just going for a walk with a couple of friends in my clubs.
It's probably because people like to hang out in the
everyone knows
afterwards.
it's nothing to do with the walk, it's nothing to do with the clubs afterwards. It's all about the alcohol consumption on the course. That's why they've banned it.
You're about to activate my patriotism here.
Yeah.
Don't do
yes,
it.
Brisk, I did see that whole one. So I will tell you guys, like our club is that's actually where this jacket's from. Is way ahead on revenue and rounds of golf this year because of COVID. Everybody's just been playing golf like crazy, except from this guy. I got like 5 rounds in total the whole year. So I've been busy.
Since we only have like 9 minutes left, here's another shout out for the AT going on right now. I'm just going to call it the AT from now on. I don't care.
No, it's not, because CCP have no. CCP need to bring back the AT. This is a wonderful thing that has been put on by the fantastic guys over at EVNT, but, you know, as much as CCP Aurora has put in a ton of work to get this up and running, it is not the AT, and everyone at CCP that isn't CCP Aurora need to actually recognize that as much as all of the players are loving this at the minute, this isn't the AT, and they need to actually bring back the actual AT. They need to fulfill their promises to us.
Yeah, we stopped
because they said it was coming back, and they haven't brought it back yet, and I am not impressed.
First of all, CCP needs to recognize that players are loving this. So please do show your support. Do watch the stream. Which
get involved in the voting over at open.event.uk. I'll drop that link in Twitch chat as well. You can vote for your particular favorite teams as they're coming up.
Oh, I can link myself.
All right, folks. Let's run around the horn and do that whole one last thing. Who wants to go first? I'd say Dawn, but she's on mute. So, all right, Dirk, let's go to you. One last thing.
I just want to shout out my team in the Opens again. They've put in a ton of work over the last few months, and I'm really proud of everything that they've done so far. And yeah, really, really good group of people.
Cool. RJ?
Once again, returning back to Eve, I want to just start off, where it's with me, where my loyalties lie when it comes to art. CCP art team, best team ever. Good job on all the freaking current releases that you guys did. Super scaling, freaking fixing the textures on it, UVs, so on and so forth. All the new stuff that's coming out. Art. Go CCP art team, best team.
All right. Soth?
once again, go watch the EFNT stream. Like, seriously.
Oh, jeez, that's just so generic. It was already done. Thanks. See, Necro, I'll give you one last thing. Go ahead.
I'd just like to give a big shout out to my sponsors, Raid Shadow Legends.
God.
Also, guys, don't forget Twitch Prime.
Twitch Prime. Yeah, Twitch Prime. Moomin, I'll give Moomin's one last thing. We'll read it here. He wants to shout out to the Imperium. Well done for keeping the mouth-breathing hordes of puppies for yet another week. And thank you to everybody who has... That's my one last thing. Thank you to the audience who comes up and tolerates us for a couple hours every week. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the follows. And the meta show... and the meta show is due, what, in an hour, right?
And then, oh, yes.
Alrighty. Mahuwiki. I like that name. That's a cool name. All right, folks. We will see you next week. Everybody, forgot, to our Indian friends, Happy Diwali today. And also, apparently, this is, I think in the U.S., National Pickle Day and National Spicy Guacamole Day. I have no idea. I don't make the rules. These are things that are out there. Moomin, thanks for being awesome, Redline. Thank you for being in chat. And everyone else. We'll see you later, everyone.
Well, bye.
All right. So now we're raiding the event